Looking for the fastest way to remove your negative items, then this is the video that you want to watch because I'm going to show you what you can use to remove collections, charge-offs, public records like bankruptcies, late payments, and inquiries all in one video. And make sure that you like this video, submit your questions in the comment section, and hey, share it with someone who might need it. Now, why are we going over this? Because there's no one size fits all letter, and you guys are still sending out templates and wondering, hey, Kristen, why am I not removing these negative items? You're not, because you're sending out the wrong disputes. And today we're going to stop that. So let's take a look at collections. We're talking about third-party collections, like you didn't pay the hospital, you didn't pay for your cell phone, those type, not debt buyer collections. So you are going to start with, on the bureau side, which is the left side, the right side is the collector. You're going to start with the unknown letter. Hey, I have no idea what this is. I need you to send me something, that verifies the ownership of this account. Very simple, straight and to the point, because we're using factual based disputes. And look, there's really no facts to dispute on this, and you need to put the burden of proof on the credit bureaus. At the same time, you're sending out to the collector letter 1 of the debt validation dispute method, and you can find access to that down in the description. It's right on my Patreon site. All right. When it doesn't work, if it doesn't work, it might work on round 1. Sometimes in as little as 15 days, you can send a new letter to the credit bureaus. Hey, the collector did not validate and you didn't send me anything. Where's your proof? You didn't give me any. Now you're in violation. Remove this. At the same time, you are sending out that letter to the collector, and this is the debt validation letter 2 because there's 4 letters in this series. Next letter would be the method of verification to the credit bureaus, while also using factual disputes because they might not have put that notice of dispute. They may not have updated that date last reported. There's very specific things that we're looking for on the account on the credit bureau side. But on the collector side, we do have that third letter for the debt validation. And what comes after that? Well, very simple. Following that hierarchy, we're going to dispute any late payments that might be on a collection, any past due that might be on there because those are violations, date less active, date less paid, etc. And for the collectors, we actually have letter 3 and letter 4. What comes after that? Well, my friend, it all ends in escalation to the CFPB because you've exhausted your remedies. You guys need to stop sending out these not only one size fits all, but disputes with the bureaus and at the same time going to the CFPB without doing every single thing that you were supposed to have done with the bureaus and the collectors first. Now that you have your proof, you can go and make all these complaints with your proof, your certified mail, your credit reports, your letters, etc. to the CFPB. All right, don't do it before that. You're just asking for trouble and you're asking for verification and to be put in a pile of, hey, just ignore these people. All right. How do you remove charge-offs? Well, side note, wait 30 days in between your disputes. Okay, so now let's talk about charge-offs. So on here, I have date last active, but we're actually going to start with date last paid. This stipulates when the account is going to naturally fall off. All right. So again, left side bureaus, right side directly to the creditor. Okay. So starting with date last paid, then we can go straight to a violation notice to dispute. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to put that notice to dispute, and it's required to be on there within 30 days of when they received your first letter. If it's not there, hey, you know what? Needs to come off because an account that is not marked as disputed cannot report. After that, you can choose something else like first day of delinquency, method of verification in addition to a factual dispute. And then a letter after that would be, hey, you know what? The creditor didn't verify. The first day of delinquency is incorrect. Your late payment history is incorrect. I paid on time on X date, etc. After that, you can go to illegal reporting because certain late payments are transactional reporting, which is illegal. And after that, you can go to the CFPB. You see how it all ends in CFPB and or lawsuit? Well, that's because, again, we've exhausted our remedies. So let's take a look at how you would dispute with the creditor. We can go straight to a 623 letter, but you first must dispute with the bureaus, okay? Then go after proof. Bureaus reporting something else other than what you are saying. Date last active re-aged or date last paid re-aged. That's going to be a violation. You can go after different violations, and again, it ends in the CFPB. Now, what about things like bankruptcies and tax liens and judgments. Well, those are extremely harmful to your credit report, right? That is why we need to dispute them. So let's get them off. It's really simple. You are specifically looking for things in the court date, plaintiff for a judgment, and the court name. Okay, I cannot emphasize this enough. You need to make sure that you are looking at the court date. Also, you want to go onto pacer.gov and pull your actual documents on there. Okay, so the court date the date needs to be the same across all three bureaus. If it says, yada yada 2021, it needs to be yada yada 2021 across all three bureaus. It should not have different dates, should not have different years. It should not have different anything. It needs to be the same court name and the same filing date. Okay. Also needs to be the same plaintiff for judgments, same balance, etc. If one says 0, but the other one has a balance, then you're going to use that 0 as paid, because otherwise it wouldn't say 0, right? Hint, hint. Or you need to check out just every single thing on there. This data is on there so that we can use it to get it off. All right. So with the court, the actual court name, it needs to be for a bankruptcy, U.S. Bankruptcy Court, City, State. That is the only legal reporting. It should not say U.S. Bankruptcy Court without the city and state. It should not say U.S. BK RPT CT. It should not say U.S. DIST. It should not say federal DIST. It should not say federal. And those are always going to be the way that it's reported. Okay, this is how I remove bankruptcies. It works all the time for me. You should be doing the same thing. Another thing is that in 2018, they made some changes to tax liens and judgments. Your personal information needs to be reported on your credit report. You're not going to see this on Identity IQ and My Free Score Now and Smart Credit. You're going to see this on the physical report. If your name and your date of birth is not on there, then hey, guess what? It's in violation. It needs to be removed. Also, how did you verify this? Now, they're going to say Nexus, Lexus, blah, blah, blah. Okay, go and suppress that first. Now they can't say Lexus, Nexus, all right? But you can't get around them pulling your documents on Pacer, which is why we're going after this factually. Also, hey, you know what? This does not meet the FCRA requirements, obviously, because they're not reporting it accurately. And then you can go after illegal reporting. And how does it end, my friend? In CFPB. Most of the time, I don't have to go to the CFPB. Why? Because I get it removed using the facts. All right, late payments. How do we get late payments removed? Well, let's pause there right quick. If this is too much for you to handle, then hey, there's a link at the top of the screen. Go and schedule a call with me and I will see if I can help. That means that I will actually do this for you because this is what I do. I get results. You can see it right on my channel, right on my playlist. I have hundreds of testimonials. I have hundreds of video reviews. I have hundreds of before and afters. I have tons and tons and tons of stuff that shows you that, hey, I don't just spit good game. I prove everything that I do. All right. Because you know what? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. All right. So how do you remove late payments? I wasn't late. it really can't get any easier than that, right? Now you might be saying, oh, well, how are you going to just say that, you weren't late? Well, the thing is with late payments that they can't just say that you were, right? Because that's just hearsay. What is the only legal way for someone to prove that you weren't late or that you were late is to prove with their bank statement when the payment actually was received, right? So if they're saying you're 30 days late, that means that in the month of August or the month of July, your payment was not received, but it was received the month after. So if we're using July 2024 as an example, that would mean that your payment was received in August. So the only way to prove that is with them providing documentation directly from their bank, proving when that payment was received, and they are not going to give you or anybody else outside of a lawsuit during the discovery process access to their confidential banking records. Okay. I mean, you could say whatever you want to say, but just use common sense on that one. Anything outside of that is hearsay. All right. The other bureau shows XYZ. You show 30 days late, they show paid on time, but you're actually going to use exhibits with this and prove it. All right. Proof of delinquency. This goes with that first thing. Method of verification. Again, hearsay, false reporting, because it should not have any transactional data on your credit report. And what is a late payment? Well, that is a transaction. How does it end? CFPB. All right. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay, last one. Inquiry. How do you remove an inquiry? Well, most people don't care about inquiries because they're only 3 to 5 points each. But if you have a ton of late payments on your credit report, now we're not talking about 3 to 5 points, right? We're talking about a crap load of points. So if that is what you are currently experiencing on your credit report, then this is probably something that you're going to want to do. Okay. Now, if you look at my workshop that I ran a couple of weeks ago, it was on how to remove inquiries, and it was about 60 minutes or so. And I gave you literally everything that I know on inquiries. One of those is what I call the smoking gun, and it's the purpose of reporting on your credit report. And I might link it down in the description for you to go check out, but this is the letter that you want to send to the credit bureaus. So on the left, we have the bureaus. On the right, we have the creditors. What you're going to do is first dispute with the bureaus using that FCRA purpose for reporting, permissible purpose letter. Then you're also going to, at the same time, on that next round, if it doesn't work, you're going to go after the physical application with the credit bureaus, as well as disputing directly with that creditor, whoever they were, that data furnisher, Capital One or American Express, saying that this is unknown, because if it were known, there would be an actual account attached. Why am I saying that? Because the only way that an inquiry should be on your credit report is if you actually got a physical account with it. If there's no account, then there's no permissible reason for it to be on your credit report. So the next one would be proof of verification. The creditor didn't validate, illegal inquiries, and then CFPB for the credit bureaus. And for the creditor, we're going, again, application, proof, illegal, CFPB. You see how simple that is? For some people, it's really not that simple, but for me, it is. This just makes sense. So that's why, again, if you want to see if I can do a credit sweep for you, head over to my740.com. Otherwise, check out the description for the resources that I mentioned, and you can always access a ton of other stuff right on my Patreon store at 740 credit scores. But I will see you guys later.